reason Bitcoin might capture part of those asset buckets is because there's a monetary premium. Real estate values are 10% or 20% or 30% higher than they would be if that wasn't happening. And so the thesis with Bitcoin is if you have an asset that you can just save money in as money, then maybe that 30% monetary premium on real estate comes down to 10% and Bitcoin captures the difference.
What is your most likely price point for Bitcoin come 2024?
I would be pretty confident that we see Bitcoin in the six figures, I'm going to say by the end of 2024.
Is there a 5-year Bitcoin forecast that the Swan team has?
Relative to prices today, we could see $1 million Bitcoin by 2030.
$1 million Bitcoin by the year 2030. Are you stacking sats or are you still sitting on the sideline? Don't miss out.
Crypto Crew, Sean's coming back at you with another cryptocurrency video. We have a jam-packed video for you today, so make sure you stay put and watch this one till the end. There's a lot of questions on diversification with your personal portfolio, what you should do, where you should be allocating. We're gonna be looking at all of that today, so don't miss this video. Getting straight to it, we're taking a look at the Bitcoin price. We went over this chart in the past video a few days ago. Current time it's recording, Bitcoin still hovering over almost 27.2K, and we've showed you our thoughts on this, when the peak could be post-halving. A lot of people are calling for a new all-time high this year. Although this is probable, the Bitcoin bros don't subscribe to that narrative. But once again, we could be wrong, but that would be Bitcoin going against what it's done over its history. Taking a look at the total crypto market capitalization, excluding Bitcoin. So this is Ethereum and every other altcoin. Total market cap is $582 billion. And what we're looking at here, we're looking at this on the monthly. We're also looking at the RSI to see what we can anticipate, see patterns, see trends, and then go from there based off our analysis on your diversification in your portfolio. So taking a look at this, what do we see? We're seeing that it seems that we have a pattern that happens. If we'll look at these 457 days and we'll show you what each one of these means. And we found a pattern in the charts. And that pattern is we come down and somewhat have a double bottom before we have a blast up and a run up to the upside. In this case, we did actually have another bottoming structure here back in January 2015. But overall on the macro, you see there's a bottom, second bottom before the run. And then we did a rinse repeat. And then this lasted 457 days. So pay attention to this. After this 457th day, it's just up and to the right. And then what happens again? We come down, bottom, and then have a second bottom before we rip up to the upside. And once again, this happened in about 457 days, 456 to be exact. So you see that we have these double bottoming patterns that happens, and they last about almost a year and a half. That's about 1 year and 3 months to be exact. So where we are right now, we came down and we had this bottom, and have we had the second bottom yet? Some people could say that this was the second bottom when we went down to like $432 billion in the total crypto market capitalization for all altcoins. But one thing to note, when this first bottom was made, this is back in June of 2022, we go 457 days. That'll take us to September of 2023. So we could see another bottoming structure going in towards the end of the summer before we then have that rip up to the upside. Now, how high will we go? If we look at the returns on the increases after this second bottom, they substantially differ. As time progresses, they are getting decreased substantially. So the first run up, how high did we go? We'll take a look here. We see that we ran up over a 1,000,000% increase. So that is astronomical gains if you hit this run up to the upside, if you were in the markets back in 16 and 17. And then we had the bottoming out structure again. And then what happened? We then had a run up again. And then from the $65,000 peak, we made a double top here. It was a 39.25 increase, but then we had that reversal where in November of 2021, we made a new high. So it was about a 4,300% move to the upside. So as you see, 1,000,000% move to the upside, and then a 4,300% move to the upside. Definitely diminishing returns. So if we look at the RSI below, we also see that we put in a lower high at that peak. So this peak here was the height of it. This actually made the ultimate peak, this reversal pattern. But as you see, the next time this comes up in the RSI here and we trend to the upside and hit our head again, we're also going to get a diminishing return once again, because we're sort of keeping this base here. So we're keeping this as support, but we're in a downwards channel and we're putting in a higher low and lower low. So the trend's your friend to the end, and as you see, the diminishing return will increase most definitely. But how high could we go? People can speculate, people can see what they want. Let's pull out our fib extensions from the bottom to the previous high. And this is just an astronomical run up, so we don't even want to pay attention to 2016-17 in this chart. But if we look recently here from the ultimate bottom to the previous peak, which is roughly around that $504 trillion. If we make this a little bit bigger so it's a little bit easier to see, it looks like we ran all the way up to almost that 3.618 level. So if we do something similar, let's get rid of this and say we go to the 1.618, 2.618, we'll look at different levels and see how high we potentially go from the previous high. And if we go to the 1.618, this would be $2.5 trillion overall market capitalization, which that's not a bad return from where we are at current levels. 2.5 would take us up about 317%. Could this be another diminishing return? Most definitely. Will we make up to the 2.618? If we go up that high, yes, we could see something like that. That would be a 531% return on the overall alt market cap. Could we go even higher? So this is a $3.7 trillion market capitalization at the 2.618. Let's look at the 3.618, 756%. Yes, we could see this. This could be in reality. Even the 4.236 is still not out the realm of possibility at a 900% increase. That's roughly almost a $6 trillion market capitalization at 5.863. So could we see this happen? Yes. So all in all, you want to be ready and be prepared for this run to the upside. When should you allocate? Take a look at TechDev. He's asking who's paying attention to the ETH Bitcoin comparative. And right here, this is similar. You see these peaks and troughs with Ethereum, but you want to compare this to the Bitcoin. So take a look at the ETH Bitcoin chart. What do we see? What do we anticipate? This is on the 5-day. So one thing to note is that we did get a short call. Zooming into this price action, get this short call here. But look what happened. Ethereum made this run up. And since this bottoming out, we have had a run up roughly of about a 13% move against Bitcoin. Not bad over the past couple weeks. What we have to do is see what Ethereum does once it gets back up to this downwards trend line on the RSI. So let's zoom back out so we can see what we're talking about, make the RSI a little bit bigger. As you see, we're putting in a high and we're putting in lower highs and lower highs. We haven't broken this trend yet. The trend's your friend to the end. And if we get back above this and we break above this trend line, then we'll see Ethereum maybe come up, break through this, retest it, flip resistance from support before having that bump and run. Or if we get rejected again, Ethereum could come back down and then put in potentially that double bottom pattern. Maybe not by this time frame. Don't pay attention to the date, but it could have a double bottom pattern before it blasts up to the upside. So this is something to definitely pay attention to, and we'll keep you informed as things progress. Right now, Ethereum is getting back above these EMAs, which looks bullish, but we're still in this short call on the 5-day. On the 3-day, still a short call. We can see that this is starting to coil up. Will we hold? Will we get that long call on the 3-day? On the daily, we have the long call. Looks like it is almost overbought. But all in all, weekly, we haven't had the close above this, but it looks bullish if we do close this week. So we'll see there. The 2-week is still in a long call, which is as expected. But we have to pay attention to this weekly and the 5-day. We get this close back above this EMA, that'll definitely look good for Ethereum, but we still had this short call. Want to be mindful of that. This happened back in April. But focusing on Bitcoin, we see that there is a parabolic move that is in the cards. The weekly Bollinger Bands haven't been this tight since 2016, as you see back here. And what happens every time they get this tight? Blast off. Every single time, blast off. Look what's going to happen. There's a blast off that's going to come in the near future. It's not just Bitcoin. The altcoin market cap also is showing early parabolic moves. It's suggesting this. When will this happen? Is it time to diversify? Right now, looking at this overall crypto market capitalization, we could be patient. We could wait till the end of the summer to see what this plays out. You might be able to get a better entry point, but it's not bad to start allocating some if you want to ride this next wave up over the next 24 months. Keep that in mind. Either way you think about it, what will the price of Bitcoin be in 2025? Remember, the ultimate goal is to stack sats, stack satoshis, and increase your Bitcoin bags. By the time 2025 rolls around after the 2024 halving, we will see parabolic gains to the upside. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. If you guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support. With that, that's all I have for you today, and I'm out.